Just about 2 weeks away now from that ballot arriving in the mailbox.
That's why each week we are broadening our commitment to getting you the best information to make your own decision in November.
Political specialist Sean Boyd sits down with a Republican and Democratic analyst every Thursday to talk about the big issues in our weekly reality check.
I'm joined again by our Republican analyst Dick Wadhams and Democratic analyst Mike Dino. Thanks for joining us. Let's start with the biggest political story of this week, controversy over Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. That could impact state races. This week, a woman accused Kavanaugh of attempting to rape her 30 years ago at a high school party, something he adamantly denies. Democrats say the confirmation vote should be delayed. Republicans say they're willing to hear from the woman Monday, but then they'll vote. Will this impact the female vote? What do you think, Mike?
I think it has a great potential to. I think the Republicans have tried to be conscientious about this. Even President Trump's comments have been fairly reserved. But I think if they don't give this the right amount of time, I think it can be used against them.
And women might move toward Democratic candidates as a result.
I think that's, at least opens it up that they'll consider their options.
Okay, Dick, what do you think?
I think women voters who were already against Trump are going to stay there. I don't think this will have an appreciable impact on voters, but I think Republicans do need to give her time. Dr. Ford is entitled to tell her story. I do think the Democrats did not do themselves any favors in the way they'd known about this for 2 months and waited until after the formal hearings to release it to the press. I think that undermines them to some extent, but she deserves her time in front of that committee if she wants it.
Well, there are more ads this week tying both Congressman Mike Coffman and Republican gubernatorial candidate Walker Stapleton to President Trump. So how will the Trump factor play out in two of Colorado's biggest races? What do you think, Dick?
Well, two very different situations here. Congressman Coffman has always maintained some strong independence from the president on key issues like immigration. Walker Stapleton, it's a little bit more complicated because he did campaign on his support of President Trump in the primary, and which was a smart thing to do in the primary because Trump is popular with Republican primary voters. So Stapleton is going to have to move the discussion beyond Trump to the issues of the governor's race and not get bogged down with Trump.
What do you think, Mike? I mean, Democrats certainly in the Coffman race especially have been attacking Coffman, saying he votes with the president.
Well, before the primary in June, unaffiliated voters were almost overwhelmingly unhappy with President Trump here in Colorado. And 2/3 of the unaffiliated voters used a Democratic ballot. And so I think that's where it has the biggest effect, is with our unaffiliated voters. If certainly the Democrats can get to them with their messaging and use Trump as a foil, it's going to be a big plus. And, Dick and I talked about this and have talked about this. I mean, is President Trump going to make an appearance here? And I think we'll find him on the Western Slope before it's all said and done. That's probably where he's most effective, but wherever he touches down in the state, he's going to irritate people.
Thank you, Dick. Mike, joining us. We'll see you again next week. Jim and Karen.